Greetings in the name of the Most High Yah. It's King Yediah, aka King Solomon, striving to stay wise in life and in these markets. And blessings to you all, man. It's a new month. Today is the 1st of September 2022. The time is 12:21 Eastern Time. That's AM. So, excuse me. We have some new Camarilla levels for the monthly Camarilla setup, right? So let's examine that for a second here. So what we have is this was the prior Camarilla R3, and that was at approximately 12977. And just to point out, right, like if you're looking at the Dixie index for the US dollar, this is actually the Dow Jones FXCM dollar index. So the Dixie is kind of weighted differently from this Dow Jones dollar index, and the reason for that being it's the Dow Jones has updated the way they weight certain currencies against the US dollar. So the Dixie is more of a traditional weighting against the US dollar, other currencies like, you know, those other foreign currencies, and this is a more modern way of weighting the US dollar against other currencies. So this is actually, it's a little more realistic in the world economy, so to speak, right? The Dixie is kind of outdated in the way they weight certain currencies against the US dollar. So this one is actually better in my opinion, right? And it came recommended from Anna Cooling. So if you want to check out the complete forex guide from Anna Cooling, she'll break down some of that stuff for you. So getting back into the Camarilla levels, alright, so R3 was at approximately, let's say, 12977, 12976, around there. And now S3 is at approximately 13030, right? So we have a higher value relationship because S3 is above the prior month's R3, and this R3 is at 13211, right? So we have a higher value relationship, and actually R3 is wait, hold on, let me make sure I'm saying the right thing because I'm looking at this here. Yes, all right, just making sure right there. Right, so I was just looking at this line I drew here, so I was making sure that that didn't correspond with a prior R3 or something like that. So just making sure. I don't want to say the wrong things on these videos. So seeing that we have a higher value relationship, this is the forward chart on the US dollar. The US dollar is very bullish. You can see the uptrend clearly. We had some consolidation around this level, a little pullback, I guess like a ABCD pattern. We continued up, had the next little ABCD pattern, and now we're pushing up again, right? So let's see. This is actually a level I drew here where, looking at a prior push up on the US dollar, from the pullback, it usually pushes up like about 400 points. So this is the 400 point level, and it actually lines up with the monthly R3. So that's interesting to me, you know what I'm saying? I think this thesis might be right, where you might get some resistance at this level, right? I don't really want to go back too much on the chart to show that. Let me just see if I can do that quickly. I think it's something like this push up right here. Let's see. So from this low here to this level, I think it's approximately like 400 points. And from this level here to this R3 here would be approximately 400 points. So just go in with what we see on the chart, and it gives you like an educated kind of thesis on where price would go and where price would get some rejection, right? So we're actually gonna break the highs soon. This resistance level, this box right here that I drew, this is the top of the highs right here. This is the high right here. So when we break that level, that we will be breaking previous high, right? So with that said, so we're looking for higher value. The US dollar is supposed to stay bullish. We have the Camarilla levels in a higher value relationship on the monthly. So this is all setting up very bullish, right? So let's see here. Let's go down to the 15-minute chart. Right, so on the daily Camarilla setup, we have a very kind of breakout kind of Camarilla setup, right? This is usually a Camarilla setup that you get when you get like a trending market, right? Because it's like a congestion kind of setup in the Camarilla pivots. So what we have is an inside value relationship, right? So S3 is here. R3 has moved into prior R3 from prior R3 right here. And let me see if I can make that a little smaller so we could bring in S3. Right. So this is prior days S3, right? This is prior days R3. And now we have a moving into the structure, right? Into the value area. The Camarilla is actually moving into the value area, which is kind of compressing price, right? Encouraging price to break out of these levels, right? So we have already broken R3 and we're breaking above R4. Now these are the, let me see, this is the things that I'm looking at that's a little discouraging in this push-up, right? Now looking at these candles right here on high volume, right? I'm not liking these signals right here, right? You can see that this volume was much higher, well, not much higher, but higher than all those other candles, right? And we keep getting these candles here. We just got one about, I don't know, probably like 45 minutes ago. And looking at the volume on that is also significant, right? Like it's not like lower like this volume here, right? And actually we're getting something like a doji candle on this candle here as well. So all these smaller candles here, I'm not too sure about that. Volume price analysis wise, I'm kind of wary of these candles. Even on this candle right here that's forming right now, it's looking like it wants to be a doji right now. This one was encouraging, right? We got the push up off of upper VWAP, that red line right there, and we kind of pushed up nicely. We did not break this level though, and we're still getting resistance at this level right here, which is let's see exactly what that is now. 13156. So all this could be profit taken too as we run into the highs, right? So it shouldn't be, I shouldn't be too wary of it, but it's something I take note of, you know. And the trend monitor line, this yellow line right here, is above the mean, and it has room to push up higher. So it's still looking very bullish. Everything is looking kind of cool, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still looking at certain things, you know what I mean? Like I'm not just paying attention to one side of the trade. You know, I'm looking at both sides, you know what I'm saying? This could be a pullback to like R3 before it starts to go further, you know? So with that in mind, let me go over to my GBPUSD sell trade, right? So this is the 4-hour chart. Right, so I entered here on like the break. Let me just remove the volume point of control for a second. Right, make this bigger. All right, cool. So Actually, let's look at the, hold on 1 second. All right, so looking at the Camarilla setup from the previous month, R3 was up here, right? S3 was right here. And now we have a lower value relationship with R3 down here at, let's see, it's approximately 1.18132. S3 is at approximately 1.14318, right? So we have a completely lower value relationship on the monthly Camarilla pivot setup, right? So we're definitely supposed to be looking for some sells, looking for a price to seek lower value, right? So nice little downtrend for our chart. We broke this level right here on the S3 previous month, and we just cascaded down, right? So nice little trade. I got some sell trades coming down here. You can see a bunch of sell trades and stuff like that. So actually it gave me a 13% return on my P&L that last month that just went by there, that August month. So did quite well in Forex on the previous month. So right now I took this break here of this structure, right? So this was the lows here, entered here at approximately, let's see, well, yeah, not approximately but exactly 1.16299, right? So entered short there. Actually, no, what am I saying? That's my stop loss. My bad. So entered here at, let's see, approximately 1.15744. I wish I entered up here at my stop loss. That would have been great. But the US dollar was, to me, it was still pulling back and a little indecisive with the push-up. So I was being a little conservative. Didn't want to really mess up my gains as we close out the month, you know what I'm saying? So right now price is it's like I was thinking, looking at the stuff on the US dollar that I already explained, like it's a little iffy. I'm looking at certain things that might mess up this trade. My stop loss might be a little too tight coming into the London session, because I took this trade in the Asian session. So I'm not too sure I want to hold this. I might just let this trade go and wait for like a retest, because I'm thinking maybe the US dollar might run into resistance at that high level right there before it actually pushes up for the full 400 points. So I don't know, man. I think I might make a decision to just close this trade until maybe we break the highs and retest, you know, something like that, because coming into the London session, I don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too sure that is gonna actually push further and break highs and really remain strong. You know what I'm saying? So even with volume price analysis, looking at these, volume is moving up as price is pushing down, right? Which is great, but we're getting some wick rejections as we move down. So it's not flushing down like this anymore. We're actually getting some buying coming in, and this here was a flush down candle with low volume. Actually it's here, right? That volume is nowhere near these prior candles, right? And these candles was showing some support, right? Even this let's see, which one was this here? This is, hold on, this small candle right here. Okay, so this candle right here with the highest volume had a lot of supporting wicks. This one had a lot of supporting wicks at the bottom. So I'm not really too sure that this isn't going to reverse, you know. So actually what I'm gonna do this live, right? So let's see if it's going to push down a little bit, so I could close it within profit. So let's go to the 15-minute chart and let's see what kind of price action is happening on the 15-minute. And we had that large volume right there. So looking at it from a VPA standpoint, I think I'm gonna really close this trade because this candle right here, a lot of support came in, high volume, and then this is kind of anomalous here where we had all that movement downwards and we didn't have any volume, right? Then we have this doji candle kind of supporting price here, and I'm not liking the setup. I'm not liking the setup. Volume is falling away too on those downward moves. So let's see if it's gonna pull back a little bit. I'm gonna just close it out. Let's see if we could get it to fall a little bit again. I'm gonna break even the trade. It's only 60 cents, but just off a GP, let me see if it could pull back. If it breaks above this level right here, this S1 level at 1.15753, I'm gonna just close it out for like, I don't know, it's gonna be like $2 loss or something like that. So let's see what happens here, because I'm not gonna hold through this London session where things could just, especially as the London session, these central banks in London could just buy up a bunch of pound, you know what I'm saying, a bunch of GBP, so that could kind of cause that pullback. So let me see what's going on here. Let's check out the 5-minute chart and see how that looks. So the 5-minute chart is showing that volume is falling off as we pull up. So I don't know, man. Maybe I might just tighten my stop. But nah, that wouldn't make too much sense because just the volatility in London open would just stop me out anyway. Let's see if we could get this candle to fall a little bit. If it's respecting this level right here, like where it's at right now and it just rejected, this is the bottom of where support is supposed to be, and we broke out of that and found support at S4, right? So let's see if it's gonna break back into up to this lower value VWAP level at 1.15774. So now we getting those little wick rejections at that level, but let's see if it's gonna push up, because I think I just want to come out of this trade right now. Like if it fell below S4 and it showed real weakness and the dollar was showing real strength, pushing up there without any wick rejections and these like shooting star candles, I would have been more confident to hold this through London session, but I'm not feeling it right now. How much more minutes? All right, so this candle just finished. We're still at this level right here where we broke out from. So let's see what happens on this candle. Let's see what this candle is doing. If we get a nice little reversal back down here, then I'ma just close it out. Just trying to break even the trade really. Okay, All right, so it's pulling back. Let's see what happens. Are we gonna go into profit a little bit so I can break even that trade? Let me see. Yeah, you see how that candle is behaving there? I don't think it's gonna pull back. Like, this could be the beginning of the reversal right here. Back up to like S3 to retest S3 and VWAP. And then when the London session starts in like a couple hours, we could see price revisiting, you know, even S1 and R1 and stuff like that, and it'll completely just stop me out, you know. When I could just cut the trade now, when we get that retest up at these levels, then I could re-enter and like if we retest these levels right here, around this level here, then I could just, if you look left, hold on, pulling back left, you know, like all this right here. Oh man, got the jumbo arrow. So these levels right here, if we get a retest of this breakout level, then I could just go short from here. But right now it's looking like a double bottom at S4, so I ain't feeling that. Let's see what kind of volume came in here. Decent volume on that as well. Alright, so we're back in business there. Oh, but the ask hasn't, the ask hasn't passed my level yet, so if I'm selling, the ask has to come down below. Right, so taking it off right there. Right, so just waiting to see what happens tomorrow in the New York session. Maybe we'll be up here by then, maybe retest S3 or this breakout level right here around like maybe 1.16 thousand. So let's see what happens tonight. If it continues going lower, then we just look for another retest, you know what I'm saying? Alright y'all, it's King Yediya, aka King Solomon, striving to stay wise in life and in these markets, and y'all trade safe and stay blessed.